Book title: Love Without Attachment for Living in Freedom. Copyright 2024 NLP Radio. Introduction. Imagine a life where nothing and no one can hold you captive. Picture a relationship where there's no need to change yourself or another person. Is this dream possible? Can love be free and endless without attachment? This book is meant to take you into a world where love no longer needs constraints. A place where love is not just a fleeting emotion but a daily choice, one that you and your partner commit to every day. We all strive to find the true meaning of love, but how much of what we've been taught about love and relationships is actually true? Is being in love with someone synonymous with dependence and unconditional sacrifice? Do we really have to sacrifice ourselves to make another person happy? Or is there perhaps a different path? A way where we can love each other without pressure, without fear of loss, and without sacrificing our individuality? This book invites you to take a fresh look at love. Perhaps what we've called love so far has been nothing more than hidden dependencies. Maybe the way out of this endless cycle lies within ourselves, where instead of needing love, we find the capacity to love. Throughout this journey, we will explore the mental patterns that keep us away from freedom and love. Patterns that make us always seek what we don't have, rather than enjoying what we do have. We will discover how dependency on others not only limits love but gradually distances us from our true selves. This journey is not only about discovering love, it's also about discovering yourself. Along the way, you will learn how to experience a love that guides both you and your partner towards greater growth and evolution by relying on emotional, financial, and personal independence. Are you ready for this change? Ready to transform yourself and your perspective on love forever? This book not only provides answers to countless questions about love but challenges you to reassess your choices every day. As you turn the pages, you will encounter a world where love requires neither sacrifice nor dependency. All you need is the will and courage to face yourself. If you're ready, then let's embark on this journey together. Chapter 1. Emotional and Financial Independence, the Foundation of True Love. Have you ever wondered why so many romantic relationships lead to suffocation and exhaustion instead of growth and flourishing? Why do loves that were once full of excitement gradually become an unpleasant commitment? This is precisely where the concept of independence comes into play, a concept that many overlook but is the golden key to the success of any romantic relationship. At the beginning of any relationship, everything is new and exciting. Both partners are eager to discover each other, and this new feeling fills their lives with passion. However, gradually, when one partner feels they cannot live without the other, the relationship veers off its healthy course. Emotional and financial dependency begins at that moment. Dependency is precisely the point where freedom and love silently depart from our lives, replaced by fear, insecurity, and need. But how can we escape this trap? The answer is simple: emotional and financial independence. To experience true love, both partners must be independent and strong, not only in financial matters but also emotionally and psychologically. Financial independence doesn't mean that each person earns money on their own, but that each individual can trust themselves and feel valued without financial dependence on the other. Imagine both partners acting freely and independently in terms of finances. In such conditions, no one stays in the relationship because of the other's money or feels compelled to stay due to financial circumstances. This freedom allows people to be together not out of necessity, but out of genuine desire. Similarly, emotional independence plays a crucial role. When one partner feels they cannot live without the other, this feeling gradually turns into anxiety and dissatisfaction. Now imagine both individuals being emotionally independent as well. Each person can enjoy life on their own, find joy within themselves, and not seek to fill emotional voids through the other. In this case, love does not become a dependency or need but rather a conscious choice. Both partners choose to love each other, not because they need each other but because they enjoy being together. But how is emotional independence achieved? Is it something that can be easily attained? Perhaps you wonder how you can manage your emotions without needing approval, or emotional support from another? The answer lies in self-awareness. Knowing yourself, your true needs, and desires helps you find the source of happiness and peace within yourself. When you reach this point, you no longer need someone else to constantly make you happy or pay special attention to you to feel secure. On the other hand, financial independence operates similarly. When each person can cover their own living expenses and feels financially empowered, there is no feeling of helplessness or control in the relationship. In such circumstances, both partners can enjoy life easily and without pressure, as each person feels they can live independently without relying on the other. But why is independence in love so important? Why can't love and dependency be combined? The answer is very simple. Love is truly real and deep when it is not based on need. Needs make the relationship heavy and tense. In contrast, love that is free and unconditional turns the relationship into a pleasurable and enjoyable experience. That's why emotional and financial independence is the foundation of true love. If you and your partner can reach this point, your relationship will become a shared journey of growth and advancement. Instead of carrying each other's needs, you can walk the path of life together with strength and freedom, experiencing love in a new and liberated way. Now ask yourself, in your relationship, are you more focused on fulfilling your needs or on growing and experiencing love in its true sense? Do you trust yourself emotionally and financially? Answering these questions is the first step towards achieving true and free love. Chapter 2: Culture and Society. Social influences on love. What makes people experience love differently in various societies? Have you ever thought that perhaps our attitude towards love and relationships is more influenced by cultural and social factors than by our inner feelings? Different cultures and societies have their own specific patterns for romantic relationships and the concept of love, but are these patterns always beneficial? Or do they sometimes lead to limitations and destructive dependencies? In many cultures, love is viewed as a perpetual and unbreakable bond. This perspective is taught to us from childhood, gradually leading us to believe that without a partner, we cannot be complete. Societies often define specific roles for individuals in a relationship based on gender, social class, or old traditions. These roles frequently emphasize emotional and economic dependency, pushing us towards sacrificing our personal needs for the sake of maintaining the relationship. Cultural patterns that reinforce dependency and need often lead individuals to seek to compensate for their emotional or financial deficiencies in romantic relationships. In such societies, love becomes a need rather than being based on awareness and mutual respect. People seek to fill their personal voids through their partners, and this dependency can gradually turn the relationship into a power struggle. In some societies, we are taught from childhood that love must be accompanied by sacrifice, endurance, and selflessness. This view of love seems beautiful and emotionally rich at first glance, but it often leads people to neglect themselves over time. We learn that to maintain a relationship, we must forego our own needs, and over time, these sacrifices can create feelings of frustration and dissatisfaction in the relationship. But can we fight against these cultural patterns? How can we experience love freely and consciously instead of dependency and need? The answer lies in self-awareness and understanding cultural influences. We must gradually distance ourselves from cultural beliefs based on fear and dependency and seek relationships based on respect and freedom. However, this path is not easy. Challenging old cultural patterns and imposed roles requires awareness, effort, and courage. Imagine living in a society where you are expected to be constantly self-sacrificing and to ignore your own needs for a successful relationship. This culture may cause you to focus on meeting social expectations rather than seeking growth and development in your relationships. But if you can distance yourself from these cultural patterns and instead seek a healthy and free relationship, you can experience love in a new and different way. In many societies, concepts like neediness and dependency are recognized as signs of true love. People believe that if you truly love someone, you should sacrifice everything for them. However, this view of love often makes individuals feel powerless or trapped in the relationship. This is where the concept of free and independent love comes into play. Free love means that each person in the relationship acts independently in emotional and economic terms and values self-growth instead of depending on the other. But how do different cultures influence this perspective? In some cultures, we are taught from childhood that love means neediness, and without a partner, we are incomplete. In such a culture, individuals seek someone who can fill their voids, and this view turns love into a dependency. In contrast, there are cultures that emphasize independence and freedom in relationships and view love as a shared and elevated experience, not as a need or dependency. Since cultural patterns are deeply rooted in us, fighting them is not easy. But if we want to move towards true and free love, we must distance ourselves from these limiting patterns. To start this journey, we must first identify cultural influences in our lives. Ask yourself, is love really about dependency? Should we sacrifice ourselves to maintain a relationship? Do these cultural patterns help us grow and find happiness, or do they bind us? Consider how culture and society have influenced your view of love. Has this view helped you experience free and real love or made you entangled in dependency and neediness? Answering these questions will be an important step towards understanding true and independent love. Chapter 3. Changing perspective from scarcity to abundance. Have you ever wondered why some romantic relationships remain stable and successful despite all the problems and challenges, while others fall apart at the slightest challenge? The answer may lie in the individual's attitude towards life and relationships. How is it possible for two people in the same situation to have completely different experiences of love? The answer is in their focus and perspective on the world around them and their relationships. One focuses on scarcity, while the other focuses on abundance. But how does this shift in perspective occur, and what impact does it have on our romantic relationships? Many people enter relationships with a scarcity mindset, meaning they are always looking for what they lack or what is missing in their relationship. Such individuals may focus on their partner's flaws and deficiencies rather than appreciating their positive qualities. Over time, this mindset leads to increased dissatisfaction in the relationship and gradually turns it into a field of unmet expectations. In contrast, if a person's mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance, the relationship will progress in a positive and constructive way. Imagine always seeking out your partner's flaws and deficiencies. No matter what they do, it will never be enough for you. No matter how hard they try, you will still think about what they lack. This mindset gradually erodes the relationship. People with this mindset look for what is missing instead of enjoying the moments together. Is this approach to love truly helpful? On the other hand, a shift to an abundance mindset means focusing on and appreciating what we have in the relationship and life, rather than what we lack. When someone looks at life and love with an abundance perspective, they focus on positive aspects and growth opportunities instead of problems and deficiencies. Such a person appreciates their partner for who they are and works on strengths rather than focusing on weaknesses. This mindset helps the relationship not only stay stable but also grow over time. But how can one change their perspective from scarcity to abundance? The first step is awareness. We need to allow ourselves to focus on what we have instead of what we lack. Maybe your partner isn't perfect, but who is? Are you flawless yourself? Changing our mindset requires us to be honest with ourselves and take responsibility for our own thoughts and feelings instead of blaming others or circumstances. Practicing gratitude is one of the most effective ways to shift towards an abundance mindset. Every day, create a list of things you appreciate and are proud of in your life and relationship. This practice gradually directs your mind towards abundance. It may seem difficult at first, especially if you are used to always looking for flaws and problems. However, over time, this practice will help you view life and relationships differently. When you shift your perspective to abundance, not only will your romantic relationship change, but your entire life will transform. Instead of waiting for better conditions or others to change, you start creating change yourself. Over time, your relationships become healthier and stronger, and you will feel more satisfaction in life. But this shift in perspective is not limited to love and relationships. A scarcity mindset can infiltrate every aspect of life, from work and career to friendships and family relationships. To have a successful and happy life, we need to change our perspective in all areas of life. Successful and happy people are those who focus on abundance rather than scarcity. They look at opportunities, not limitations. Is your perspective on life and love based on scarcity or abundance? Do you constantly look for what you don't have, or do you appreciate what you do have? Answering these questions can open a new path for you and help you experience love and life in a different way. The power of true love lies in making our relationships strong and meaningful by focusing on abundance and appreciating what we have. A scarcity mindset only gives us feelings of dissatisfaction and anxiety, while an abundance mindset empowers us to experience love and life more completely and happily. Chapter 4. Misconceptions about love and their impact on relationships. Have you ever wondered why so many romantic relationships end in failure? Why do some people repeatedly fall into a cycle of emotional failures? The answer lies in the misconceptions and erroneous patterns of love that have unconsciously formed in our minds and guide our behaviors and decisions in relationships. But what are these misconceptions, and how can we overcome them to achieve true and free love? One of the most common misconceptions about love is the mistaken idea of completeness. That is, the belief that we can only be whole by having a romantic relationship or a specific person. This pattern causes individuals to unconsciously seek someone in their relationships to fill all their deficiencies. But does anyone really exist who can meet all our needs? Instead of seeking perfection in others, shouldn't we strive to become more complete ourselves? These erroneous patterns not only trap individuals in emotional dependencies but also turn the relationship into a kind of conflict where both parties are trying to fill their own voids rather than creating a healthy and balanced connection. Such relationships tend to be more depleting than constructive. People enter relationships with the belief that love should fulfill all their needs. But the reality is that no relationship can be a complete source of happiness and satisfaction on its own. Another misconception about love is possessiveness and control. Many individuals unconsciously believe that love means having complete control over another person. That is, the more they can control their partner and possess them, the more stable the relationship will be. But this view of love only creates oppression and stress within the relationship. True love means freedom, not control. When a person feels pressured and deprived of personal freedoms in a relationship, sooner or later, it will lead to failure. Why do these misconceptions remain in our minds? The reason is that many of these ideas have been passed down from childhood and the society in which we grew up. Cultures and societies sometimes unconsciously send us the message that love means possession, control, or dependency. These messages are conveyed through stories, films, songs, and even family experiences, gradually being accepted in our minds as truth. But how can we change these erroneous patterns and move towards true and free love? The first step is awareness of these patterns. We need to allow ourselves to examine our emotional patterns and understand which of these patterns are causing problems in our relationships. Are we seeking to control our partner? Do we think we will only be complete with their presence? This kind of self-awareness can be the first step towards change. Changing patterns requires practice and patience. We must learn that love means freedom and liberation, not possession. We need to allow ourselves and our partners to grow as independent individuals. True love is formed when two people can live together independently and freely, without limiting each other. Ultimately, changing erroneous patterns of love allows us to have healthier relationships. By freeing ourselves from dependency, control, and possession, we can create space for personal and mutual growth. True love means creating a deep and lasting connection where both parties can enjoy each other's presence without feeling pressure or dependence. Ask yourself, are my patterns of love based on dependency and control? Have I been seeking to fill personal voids in my romantic relationships? Or have I aimed to create a healthy and balanced connection? By becoming aware of these patterns and working to change them, we can move towards true and free love and build relationships based on respect, freedom, and mutual growth. Chapter 5. Love as an action, commitment to mutual growth. What makes love enduring and sustainable? Is love something that flows automatically over time, or does it require daily effort and commitment? This chapter explores this question and shows that love, contrary to what is portrayed in many romantic stories, is not merely a feeling. It is an action, a conscious decision that must be made every day. The common perception of love is that once romantic feelings are formed, the relationship progresses automatically and everything continues smoothly. However, the truth is that enduring love means commitment to mutual growth and support, something that requires daily decisions, continuous effort, and awareness of both your own and your partner's needs. One of the most important principles of love as an action is active support. This means creating space for both individuals in the relationship to grow and flourish. Many people believe that love means complete sacrifice and selflessness. But this mistaken view can lead to the suppression of personal feelings and needs and gradually cause dissatisfaction in the relationship. True love is a commitment to mutual growth. Both individuals must help each other become the best versions of themselves. To reach this level of love, we need to be willing to choose each day to value this relationship. These choices might be small. For example, when we listen to our partner's words or when we decide to take time to understand their needs. But it is these small choices that gradually build a deep and lasting relationship. Love as an action also requires commitment to patience and endurance. Every relationship has its ups and downs, and in tough moments, it is the decision to stay and work on the problems that makes love enduring. Many people are tempted to leave the relationship or avoid facing issues during tough times, but true love means deciding to stay and resolve these challenges. This kind of commitment shows the real importance and value of the relationship. Another point discussed in this chapter is that love as an action requires continuous care and attention. Just as a plant needs water and light to grow, a romantic relationship also needs care. If we neglect the relationship and assume it will remain as it is, we will soon face problems and distances that may be irreparable. True love goes beyond initial excitement and transient feelings. When we view love as an action, we realize that every day is an opportunity to grow and deepen the relationship. Each day, we can choose to pay attention to our partner's needs, support them, and improve our relationship. It is this daily commitment that transforms love from a fleeting feeling into a lasting and profound relationship. Ask yourself, do I view love as an action or do I rely solely on romantic feelings? Do I choose every day to work on growing my relationship? By adopting this proactive mindset, we can build relationships that are not only enduring but also foster the growth and flourishing of both partners. Chapter 6. Self-knowledge, a prerequisite for healthy love. Before we can step into a healthy romantic relationship, we must achieve a deep understanding of ourselves. Self-knowledge is the first and most crucial step in building romantic relationships based on mental and emotional health. Have you ever wondered why some people easily become immersed in romantic relationships, while others face obstacles such as dependency and neediness? The answer lies in the level of self-knowledge and self-sufficiency of individuals. But what does self-knowledge mean? Is merely understanding one's interests and beliefs enough? Self-knowledge is a more complex process. It involves a deep understanding of one's emotions, strengths, weaknesses, fears, and personal motivations. When we truly understand ourselves, we can make better decisions when facing relational challenges and avoid falling into unhealthy dependencies. One of the most important components of self-knowledge is understanding emotional needs. Many people enter relationships without being aware of their emotional needs. These individuals may unconsciously expect their partner to meet all their emotional needs. This type of emotional dependency can gradually weaken the relationship and put a lot of pressure on both parties. In contrast, a person who is aware of their emotional needs will seek to meet these needs through personal growth and emotional independence. Another crucial aspect of self-knowledge is understanding personal values and goals. Individuals should have a clear understanding of their values and goals before entering a relationship. If you do not properly recognize your life values and goals, you might lose yourself in the course of the relationship and pursue desires other than what you truly want. When a person is aware of their goals and values, they can build a relationship that aligns with these goals rather than being in conflict with them. Self-knowledge is also important professionally. Professional and financial independence allows individuals to avoid being economically dependent on their partner and to make decisions based on their true wants and needs, not out of necessity or financial need. When someone is financially independent, they have a greater sense of power and control over their life and can enter a relationship with greater confidence. You might ask, how can one achieve the level of self-knowledge necessary for healthy and non-dependent love? The answer is that self-knowledge is an ongoing process. This process begins with self-reflection, practicing mindfulness, studying individual psychology, and even psychological counseling. The most important aspect of this process is the willingness to confront oneself and recognize strengths and weaknesses. Many people fear facing themselves. They avoid recognizing their weaknesses because they believe this self-awareness will reduce their self-confidence. However, the reality is that only by recognizing weaknesses can we improve them and use them as opportunities for growth. Therefore, self-knowledge is not only the foundation of healthy love but also the key to personal and professional growth. In the end, ask yourself, do I truly know myself? Am I aware of my emotional needs, values, goals, and fears? Have I achieved emotional and financial independence so that I can enter a healthy, non-dependent relationship? Answering these questions is the first step toward building a healthy and enduring relationship. Chapter 7. Building healthy and balanced relationships. We all seek a relationship that is both emotionally enriching and provides us with space for personal growth. But how can this balance be achieved? How can we be in a deep and intimate relationship while still maintaining our independence and autonomy? Are these two concepts in conflict, or can they coexist? These questions may be some of the greatest challenges in romantic relationships, and in this chapter, we will seek answers to them. What is a healthy and balanced relationship? A balanced relationship is not only based on love and trust but also allows both parties to grow independently. In this type of relationship, no one expects the other to fulfill all their emotional and psychological needs. Each person takes full responsibility for their own feelings and experiences, and a healthy and genuine connection is established rather than dependency. So, how can such a relationship be created? The first step in building a healthy and balanced relationship is setting personal boundaries. Boundaries do not mean emotional distancing but rather that each person should be able to maintain their personal space while being connected with their partner. Boundaries allow us to preserve our independence and identity in the relationship while establishing a deeper connection with our partner. Without healthy boundaries, the relationship will soon shift towards dependency and neediness. To maintain balance in a relationship, we should also focus on self-awareness. When we are aware of our needs, emotions, and desires, we can communicate them to our partner in a healthy manner. One common problem in unhealthy relationships is that individuals expect their partner to automatically know their needs. These unrealistic expectations lead to misunderstandings and dissatisfaction. Therefore, honest and direct expression of needs and desires is one of the most important skills to be used in a healthy relationship. Another key point in maintaining relationship balance is having individual time. In a balanced relationship, both parties should allocate time to themselves and their personal interests. Having personal time not only helps each person achieve greater self-awareness but also provides an opportunity to rejuvenate and create new positive moments in the relationship. Many people think that spending time alone somehow neglects their partner, but the reality is that personal time adds depth to the relationship and prevents emotional exhaustion. Trust is also a fundamental principle in creating a healthy and balanced relationship. Trust means allowing your partner to be their true self without fear of judgment or criticism. When we trust our partner, they also feel more freedom to express their feelings and needs. Trust does not mean knowing everything about each other or being together all the time, but rather ensuring that our partner adheres to our shared values and principles even in our absence. A healthy relationship also requires the ability to solve problems constructively. Conflicts and challenges are a natural part of any relationship, but how we handle these issues can make a significant difference. In a healthy relationship, individuals seek solutions that benefit both parties rather than seeing problems personally or assigning blame. This approach not only prevents unnecessary tension but also strengthens the relationship and enhances mutual understanding. You might wonder, have I achieved balance in my relationship? Have I managed to balance personal independence with deep emotional connection? If you have not yet reached this balance, do not worry. Creating a healthy and balanced relationship is an ongoing process that requires time and practice. The most important thing is to move toward creating a relationship with these characteristics through awareness and commitment to yourself and your partner. Chapter 8. The role of mutual support in non-attachment love. Is it possible to support our partner in a deep and meaningful relationship without losing our personal identity and independence? Mutual support is a key concept in healthy and successful relationships, and it must be approached with caution and a correct understanding of personal independence. In this chapter, we will explore how we can support each other without feeling like we are sacrificing ourselves or compromising our personal identity for the relationship. True mutual support requires a delicate balance between understanding the needs of our partner and maintaining personal independence. This does not mean we should devote all our time and energy to meeting our partner's needs. Instead, we should act in a way that benefits both parties and allows both to continue personal growth and development. One of the fundamental principles of mutual support is a precise understanding of our partner's needs. To support your partner effectively, you first need to understand what type of support they require. This understanding comes through honest and ongoing conversations. Through dialogue and exchange of views, you can discover each other's needs and expectations and act accordingly. This process helps build trust and intimacy in the relationship and ensures that both parties benefit from mutual support. It is also important to remember that mutual support should not come at the cost of sacrificing oneself or losing personal independence. Support should be provided in a way that each individual continues to maintain their identity and personal values. When support involves self-sacrifice, it may yield short-term positive results, but in the long term, it can lead to negative feelings and dissatisfaction. Therefore, each party should be able to pay attention to their own needs while supporting the other. Another crucial aspect of mutual support is the ability to share responsibilities and burdens of life. In a healthy relationship, responsibilities and duties should be fairly and appropriately divided between both parties. This helps prevent feelings of inequality and dissatisfaction and ensures that both parties feel equally involved in the relationship. Sharing responsibilities can include household chores, financial matters, and even important life decisions. Mutual support also means creating space for individual growth and flourishing. Each person should be able to find opportunities for personal and professional development within the relationship. This means that supporting a partner should be done in a way that allows them to pursue their goals and dreams without feeling they have to compromise them because of the relationship. When both parties can continue their personal growth alongside each other, the relationship will naturally strengthen. Respect also plays a significant role in mutual support. Respecting your partner's opinions, feelings, and desires forms the foundation for healthy and balanced support. This respect means accepting differences and not trying to change your partner. Each person should be able to honor the other's personality and values and create an environment conducive to mutual support through this respect. A question to consider is, have my partner and I established a proper balance between mutual support and maintaining personal independence? Does the support we provide contribute to the growth and flourishing of both parties? Or is it only beneficial to one? Answering these questions can help you better understand how mutual support functions in your relationship and find ways to improve it. Mutual support in a non-attached relationship, in the truest sense, means creating a balance between helping your partner and maintaining personal identity and independence. This chapter shows you how to build a healthy and stable relationship where both parties support each other in a balanced way while preserving their individuality. Chapter 9. Love and Freedom, the Path to Lasting Happiness and Fulfillment. Is it possible to achieve lasting happiness and fulfillment in a deep and meaningful romantic relationship without losing individual freedom? In this chapter, we will explore the complex and fascinating relationship between love and freedom and see how non-attached love can lead to genuine happiness and profound satisfaction in life. For many people, the concept of love and freedom seems contradictory. The common perception is that love and freedom are mutually exclusive. That is, approaching someone and forming a deep relationship may limit personal freedom. But is it really so? Can love respect individual freedom without the need for control and attachment, while still bringing joy and satisfaction? Love and freedom are two fundamental principles for creating a balanced and vibrant life. True freedom means not only the absence of external constraints, but also the ability to make free and independent choices in life. When an individual is in a relationship that does not restrict their freedom, they can express themselves freely and continue to pursue their goals and aspirations. This type of love allows a person to focus on personal growth and development, while maintaining a deep and meaningful relationship. One way to achieve such a balance is to emphasize the importance of individual independence in a relationship. Independence means having personal space and the ability to make independent decisions. This type of independence allows a person to continue their life and pursue their interests and goals without feeling guilty or pressured by their partner. As a result, the individual will naturally feel more satisfied, and this satisfaction will also be transferred to the relationship. Moreover, non-attached love allows an individual to fully engage in the relationship with all their emotions and energy. When a person feels that they are not under pressure to sacrifice their freedom, they can enjoy the relationship with complete freedom and connect more deeply with their partner. This deeper connection, in turn, contributes to increased satisfaction and happiness in the relationship. It is important to remember that true love means not trying to change the other person but rather accepting and respecting their individuality. This acceptance allows a person to remain in the relationship with all their traits and differences while also striving to maintain and strengthen the relationship. In other words, love means respecting individual freedom and creating an environment conducive to mutual growth and flourishing. Another important aspect of the relationship between love and freedom is the ability to balance personal life and shared life. The shared life should be arranged so that each individual can independently, and without feeling restricted, focus on their personal life and goals. This balance allows a person to enjoy their relationship while continuing personal growth. A question to keep in mind at the end of this chapter is my individual freedom properly maintained in my relationship? Are my partner and I able to create a balance between love and freedom to achieve lasting happiness and fulfillment? Answering these questions can help you identify ways to improve your relationship and work towards creating a lasting and satisfying connection. Ultimately, love and freedom are powerful forces that can combine to bring about a vibrant and fulfilling life. This chapter helps you gain a better understanding of how to combine these two principles and find ways to balance them. Remember that true love means respecting individual freedom and creating space for mutual growth and flourishing. Conclusion. Free love, a path to growth and evolution. In today's complex and fast-paced world, achieving a romantic relationship that maintains both individual freedom and emotional depth is a significant challenge, yet incredibly rewarding. This book has been a journey into the realm of free and non-dependent love, exploring how to create and sustain relationships built on independence and mutual respect. Throughout this journey, we discovered that true love means freeing oneself from destructive patterns of dependence and cultural constraints. Free love allows an individual to be deeply and meaningfully present in a relationship without sacrificing their personal identity and independence. Such love enables people to enjoy deep and fulfilling emotional connections while maintaining their personal space. We examined how emotional and economic independence can enhance the quality of relationships and help individuals achieve a healthy relationship through self-awareness and respect for each other's freedom. We learn that viewing life with an attitude of abundance and appreciation for what we have, rather than focusing on deficiencies and flaws, can lead to greater satisfaction and happiness in relationships. This book also addressed common misconceptions about love and explored how to shift these patterns to achieve true and free love. Emphasizing love as an active endeavor, we learned that love requires daily commitment and effort, and that true love is found in individual differences and independent choices. Finally, we explored the importance of creating healthy and balanced relationships and learned that mutual support and personal independence can lead to lasting joy and satisfaction. We came to understand that love and freedom can coexist to bring about a vibrant and fulfilling life. By applying the strategies presented in this book, you can alter your thought patterns and attain a genuine and free romantic relationship. Remember that free love means respecting individual freedom and creating space for mutual growth and flourishing. While these changes may initially seem challenging, with practice and commitment to the principles discussed, you can achieve a romantic life that preserves both freedom and emotional depth. You may encounter challenges along the way, but these challenges are part of the growth and evolution process. By following the principles and strategies provided in this book, you can create relationships that allow you to become the best version of yourself and benefit from relationships that contribute to your ongoing growth and happiness. Free love is a path to a life filled with satisfaction, joy, and evolution, and by embarking on this journey, you step into a new world where love and freedom coexist harmoniously.